Alright, welcome back guys, and as you can see, another change of setting, and much more girly change of setting. That's because I'm with my girlfriend in Alabama, and I'm going to be here for 3 weeks, so I guess you guys come to the Great Man Podcast for girly decor now. Well, except for the cowboy hats, of course. But today, I wanted to talk about the habits of great men, or at least a few of them that I put together. So, of course, productivity, having a routine, and I think two great examples of this is Benjamin Franklin with his 13 weeks of 13 different virtues, which were temperance, silence, order, resolution, frugality, industry, sincerity, justice, moderation, cleanliness, tranquility, chastity, and humility. And then Teddy Roosevelt's daily routine, which he had for, I believe, his second term, or when he was running for his second term in office, which started at 7 in the morning and ended at midnight. And I could read through everything, but it would take a while. It would probably take a minute to read through everything. Very productive. Basically, all he did was eat a little bit, write speeches, read, and talk to people. That's all he did all day long. And so he was incredibly productive. Number 2 is leisure. And I don't mean sitting around playing video games or watching TV. I mean actually using your time to do something that you want to do that you find relaxing. Something that is actually going to help you in some way. For example, I think one thing that comes to mind is woodworking in some way. Building your own tables, building your own chairs, things like that. I know my dad and I built a table together, and that was fun. We only did it one time, and, well, I guess we built some small stools, but that sort of stuff is fun. Not only is it fun, but it's a form of leisure. It's not as lazy as playing video games or watching TV on the couch all day, but it's something that we're doing for fun, but it's also relaxing. But at the same time, we're also learning how to do something important and productive. And that's one thing you see with great men is they don't waste their time, because how could you waste your time? It doesn't make sense to waste your time. You think about yesterday. Where is it? It's gone forever. How many hours did you waste yesterday? You're never going to get those back. And wouldn't you rather learn something that is also calm and relaxing? Because I know I would. The next one is constant improvement of oneself. And this takes productivity and leisure and everything else that I'm going to mention, plus many other things. But great men are always trying to improve themselves, and not a day goes by where they're at least trying to maintain, at very least maintain, who they are and how they compose themselves. But if they're not maintaining themselves, they're trying to become better. They're trying to learn something that will make them better. They're trying to do something that will make them better. They're trying to act in a way which will make them better. They're always trying to be better people. And another thing that goes perfectly with this is reflection. This is absolutely a habit of great men, because if you think about it, how do we learn from our mistakes? We reflect back on things, figure out what we did wrong, and now we understand how to act properly in the future, at least in that situation. So there's lots of reflection, and it doesn't just have to be about the past, by the way. It's reflection about the past to see what they can do in the future, because great men don't dwell on the past and think about, well, I should have done this, I should have done that, because it's in the past, it's gone. So what they do is they see, well, in this situation, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have said this. Now, from now on, I know what I'm going to at least try to do, and if I don't do it then I know for sure I'm going to try this thing or this thing, and that will make sure I act properly in this situation. And this separates great men from the rest of the population, because if you just take a walk down the main street in your city or your town and look at most people and maybe talk to some people, it's almost like they don't even realize they exist or that they're alive. There's nothing for them to reflect on because they're always just in the moment. Not in a good way either. Because there's being in the moment, trying to be as good as you can in the moment, and there's being in the moment, there's no past, no future. It's just, let me do what's most fun for me in the moment. That's how most people live. And so when you see this, you don't want to be these things. You don't want to live your life like that, because it's not a life. These people are existing without even realizing it, which is so weird to think about, but that's why you need to reflect on the past. And that's why you need to have an idea of the future in your mind that you can work towards. It kind of reminds me of a Garth Brooks song called The River. How he says, a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows. And the dreamer's just a vessel that must follow where it goes. And basically when you listen to the song, he talks about not being idle. You don't want to be idle in life because you're just going to end up on the shore. Some lyrics that I like in the song are, choose to chance the rapids and dare to dance the tide. The people that don't dare to dance the tide end up on the shore, and they're going to be there for the rest of their lives. So you have to choose to chance the rapids and dare to dance the tide. But of course, this requires planning and preparation. You have to make sure that your vessel is prepared for the journey. And those people who watch Dry Creek Wrangler School, this might sound familiar because it kind of reminds me of his video, A Ship in the Storm, where he talks about how you need to have your ship ready before you set off into the ocean. Because something's going to go wrong if you're not prepared. You have to be ready, and you have to make sure you know where you're going. Because if you just sail out into the open ocean, what good is that going to do? And one saying that my family has on our family crest is now for the future. And that kind of has two meanings. It means like now it's time for the future, and it also means do now. Do things now for the future. And that's exactly what it is. It's delayed gratification. Let's do things now so that the future can be better. The final thing I have on my list, which if you guys have anything to add, I'd love to hear it, but it's working out and staying active. That you don't have to work out because a lot of great men don't work out, but staying active is important. It doesn't have to mean running or lifting weights. It could just mean being out in the real world. Because, again, walk down your main street, talk to people in your town or city, and you realize most of their lives are on a screen. They're not in the real world. They're on a TV, they're on their phone, on their laptop. It's not in the real world, but great men act in the real world. Great men go out into nature. Because not only is it beautiful, and if you haven't gone camping, you should go camping because it is fantastic. If you haven't gone backpacking, I would highly recommend it. If you haven't gone hiking, I would highly recommend finding a place to hike because it's wonderful. But it's also the real world. You're not playing a video game where you walk on a trail in the forest. You're not watching a documentary or a show or a movie where people are out in the forest in some beautiful wilderness. You're going to be there. You're going to be doing that. And it's so much better. But it doesn't even have to be that. It could just be actually acting in the real world. Getting out of your room, getting out of the house, getting off screens, because honestly it gets boring after a while. It gets really boring, and it's not worth it either. All these people's opinions that you're reading online, all these videos that you're watching, it's not worth it. And I know it sounds weird for me to say that because I'm making videos for people to watch, but what I would like to do is have enough people watch these videos so that we can get to a point where everybody stops watching these videos because they can conduct themselves alone in the world or with other people who think the same way, because it's not worth spending your life on a screen. So anyway, guys, we have productivity, leisure, constant improvement of oneself, reflection, planning and preparation, and working out, staying active, being in the real world. Those are all incredibly important things, and those are some habits of great men. I'm sure I'll probably make another one of these videos in the future because more things will come to mind. And I hope you guys, if you guys have any ideas, I hope you guys mention it in the comments because I would like to know if you guys thought of anything else. But I thought this was a good list of things I thought about. But anyway, guys, no walk and talk videos for could be another couple months, so it's gonna be the girlfriend's room or my room. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate everything. We are now at 550 plus subscribers, which is fantastic. I know last month we were at, I believe, less than half of that. Yeah. Or no, not less than half that. We were at about 400, I think. So, doing pretty good. And I hope we continue to grow fairly quickly because I'd like more people to see these videos. There's a lot of young men in the world who need at least a little guidance, just a little bit, and then they'll be a lot better off. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time.